Canhammer presents the Rogues Gallery.
Hey everybody, welcome to the initial podcast for the Rogues Gallery. My name is Zach. I'm here with
Andrew
and Jason.
And this is a Canhammer Batman podcast.
Yep. So this is our first episode. I guess we can go around and just talk about what factions we play, maybe how long we've been in the game, just so people have a point of reference for us.
Cool, so I'll start. I'm the newest. I've been playing Batman since last October. I play Freeze, Brave, and Joker currently.
Yeah, Andrew, I've been in since, I guess, 4 years. I've been playing since before First Edition came out, when it was just like a weird PDF from Night Models. I kind of play a lot of stuff, but lately I've been focusing on, I guess, Brave and the Bold, Joker, and I'm starting to tinker with organized crime, but I don't think I've really mastered that yet. I'll have to work on it a bit.
I'm Jason. I'm the local sidekick for Ottawa-Gatineau area. I've been in the game for about the same amount of time as Andrew. I've been revolving around Brave and the Bold a lot. Jumped into the militia. Love the models for the Suicide Squad movie, so I picked those up. And my latest purchase was the Bane box.
Yeah, I gotta love those bat boxes. It's great models, and man, do the bonuses really help those guys.
Yeah, I think that's going to be like our first big point on talking right now. Is the new line of bat boxes that Night Models decided to pump out. As a sidekick's point of view, it's actually like your best purchase as a new player. Night Models did a really good job on bringing out a one-time purchase. You have everything you need.
Full crew,
Full crew, 350. The funding varies around depending on the boxes, but for any new player, it's basically like.
Yeah, and another thing with that too is the price isn't too bad. Like in Canada, like a bat box runs you about $100, give or take a few dollars here and there.
Yeah.
But not many other games can boast like a $100 buy-in right off the bat, and you're good to go with like full tournament legal lists like right away. Usually you get like a smaller starter, then you have to buy more to add to that. But in this case, you're like set right away, which is really good.
What I would have liked to see in those bat boxes, even though it might be like super cheap of them, but like one of those like cardboard cutout punch outs for like knockdown, KO'd, and some blood and some stun markers, and a little couple of condition markers for each crew.
Yeah, because in the Dark Knight Rises box they have that, and it was easily one of the things that really solidified that purchase for me. Just getting those cardboard templates, the knockdown markers, and everything. It's a super worthwhile investment, and then yeah, they could easily just slap that in. And
Yeah.
Even if they pump like an extra $5, no one would have complained about that one.
I mean, you can always buy the acrylic ones if you
have access to them. Yeah,
Well, I think they re-released them, didn't they? Because they were off the site for a while.
I think so.
They might still be on, but
Yeah.
like you understand what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, for sure. It'd be nice to have it
Added
right
bonus.
all together.
Yeah.
So the new one coming out.
Teen Titans.
Yeah.
That's been a very big box for our local scene. Everyone's been kind of waiting for it seems, and now it's living up to expectations for sure.
It's a versatile box because you can essentially buy it brand new as a new player to be a Teen Titans player, or a veteran Brave and the Bold can just purchase the box, have like, what is it, 8 models?
Yeah,
Minus the animals.
Yeah.
They'll fit into any Brave and the Bold crew.
And like, I can confidently say that in every Brave and the Bold list, I'm going to take Dick, because that is good stuff.
Always take Dick. That one's also cool because it kind of breaks the trend that the other bat boxes set, where it was set lists. This time, what is it like? You guys were saying 550
Yeah,
points.
It's 5.
That's 550. Yeah, it's 540. Sorry.
Isn't it a little bit higher? Because isn't the
No.
440 the full list and then 135 for Donna Troy on top?
Like calculated point per model is I think it's 540.
Okay.
Right, so you do have actual options this time around to make different lists with that back box, whereas the other back boxes, I guess Suicide Squad would be in the same boat as this, so maybe it's not the first time they've done it, but every other back box is like a straight 350, where this one gives you a little extra, so if you don't want to run just that one list in the box, you can tinker with it a little bit more.
Yeah. And it's definitely like a very... And I think the nicest part, too, is that there isn't a model that immediately stands out that's like, ooh, that's really bad. Everything seems to be pretty much holding its own. Everything serves a purpose. I think the only one that I was disappointed with was Starfire, because her endurance was a little bit low on my mind.
Especially if you compare her to like the Eternal Starfire, who was kind of like a beast. She had the Invulnerability 2 back in the day, and like Endurance 6, which wasn't great, but she was... I think she was good with the defense, though.
She also had that rate of fire 2 blood fire.
Yeah, like
fire
so
shots.
comparing her to the Eternal version, maybe not as good, but I think she'll still see use on the table. She's not like complete rubbish.
I think also it's like they're trying to represent the Teen Titans as a fresh Teen Titans crew.
Yeah, that's like the younger version.
Yeah, so there's reason behind it. The only thing that does stand out, yes, as a sidekick, I will mention it. It's that gorilla form that everybody's noticed already. Yes, it is the Gorilla Grodd soldier minus the armor, just a mirror image. Yeah, so we're going to point that out right now. Okay, now it's done and over with, we can talk about something else.
So do you want to talk about what our favorite model from that box is going to be, and what do you think is going to see the most play in your lists?
Well, for me, like as a commission painter, it would honestly have to be Dove. Dove is just a stupid pretty model.
Yeah.
But I don't like tactical rocks or tactical buildings, or to me it just doesn't make sense. Your model's moving around and it should be straight gravel or straight brick or whatever. It's the exact same thing that they did with Ratcatcher, bringing around a chunk of sewer that leads to nowhere. I know it's supposed to be like that whole cinematic, I'm trying to make a model that's also pretty to paint, but at the same time, I'm not a huge fan of it.
I mean, at least they didn't make it special volume for no reason, like Talia, like Ratcatcher.
Yeah.
They're medium base, but they count a small base.
Yeah. But they still get a bonus movement inch.
Yeah, like at least for this round of
Hatter.
releases, Mad Hatter. Yeah, Mad Hatter's the worst because he's a small, right?
He's small on a really big chair.
Yeah, so it's like, why the fuck did they do that? It's just because they made a cool model and now they gotta be like, how do we make rules to make it work? Like, just make your models around the rules, not the other way around.
Yeah.
Like the least they could have done is put the chair on wheels and have some dude push it behind it so that it makes sense.
A guy with like a little rabbit mask, like he's being mind controlled to push him around.
There you go. See, there's an idea. If you guys have any ideas on how to mod that thing to make it look funny and useful, go for it. Like,
well, even like Talia, it's like, oh, I bring stairs with me.
Yeah, the big archway.
Yeah.
Because like I know that there's a lot of local painters, and we're talking about strict painters, not gamers. A lot of painters will pick up models to put them on plinths and whatnot because they are pretty, and the quality that they did between the switch on first edition, second edition, I don't know who's the artist behind it, but great job. Like the models are mint, proportions are really well,
and Michael Caine in that bat box is glorious. He's perfect, bang on 1-to-1 for Michael Caine, and he's Alfred, man.
What is he holding? Remember when we did the unboxing and I was like, oh, it's like a fucking bottle of wine or something? What is it?
I don't remember offhand. It's like, it looks like a little blanket. Like, I don't remember the scene from the movie. I watched it the other day, but I didn't catch that scene.
No, I think it's Michael Caine when he's picking up Bruce Wayne from inside the well. So I think it might be a rolled up blanket.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Sure. We'll call it that.
Sure.
Yeah. That's what I painted it like.
Tactical blanket.
Tactical blanket. We diverted a little bit. So best model out of Teen Titans box.
Yeah, for me, I don't know. I'm not super jazzed like you guys about it. I mean, the models are nice, so if I had to pick a model that's the best, I don't know. Donna Troy looks pretty cool, at least the way they painted her. New Robin's okay, I guess, but it would have been nice if it was Tim Drake, because I think we have enough Dick Graysons.
We need Red Robin Night models, please. Please, please, please give us Red Robin.
Or even Rebirth Tim Drake. It's basically the same fucking model. You could have said it was Tim Drake, and everyone would have been just like, oh, okay. But no, you had to make it Dick Grayson again.
Segue, if you make Red Robin, don't put that little, weird bird cowl on him. Just give him the wingsuit.
No, the bird cowl was wicked.
No,
the 90s Red Robin, that was wicked. I like that suit. With the bullet things.
I love the bullet things. I
has.
just don't like that hat.
I like that
weird
bird
thing.
hat.
Give us both. Do what you did with Damien. Give us both.
Give us head options. That would be great. But other than that, I don't know. I don't really care about Teen Titans. I think they're better suited for another game that Night Models makes, and I'd rather Batman stick to just being Batman centric without all this extra shit.
For me, I think it's definitely got to be Beast Boy. I could see myself using him in a lot of lists because of how versatile he is, switching between those forms. That gives him a nice survivability, and each form is very different and unique, where one has the fly, one has stealth, one gives him more endurance and more defense. So I think it's, overall for me, I could see myself slotting in that nice 70-point beat stick and flyer and getting up to those objectives that I need him to, and
And use the upgrade card shenanigans on him as well.
Darn right, Clayface for life.
Did Night Models release all the cards for his forms? Do we know what they do yet?
Yeah.
We do, yes.
Okay. So I assume the gorilla is a beat stick?
Yeah, the gorilla's a beat stick is essentially reinforced gloves.
The bird can fly?
I got it here, there we go. So we got Hawk form. The Hawk form has large, claws, and fly. Adds 2 endurance and 2 movement. And so with claws, blood stun.
Okay.
The Tiger form is 3 endurance addition. His strength goes by, he gets +1 strength, +1 attack, and +1 movement. He's got large claws and sneaking, not stealth, my bad. And Gorilla form is +4 endurance, +1 strength, +1 defense, large acrobat reinforced gloves.
So a giant monkey that can dodge bullets.
Pretty much.
That's bananas.
Whoa. Oh, Jesus.
Bottom.
Really?
Yeah.
Hurts my heart.
So why would you ever take Panther form then?
With the claws. The blood damage is really nice if you want to...
The bird has claws.
The bird has claws, but the bird doesn't have the same endurance as well. If I flew up to a building and then... Or not a building, sorry. If I flew up the board, switched to Tiger, jumped on somebody, killed them and hurt them, and then snuck onto an objective at the end of the round, it's useful for that outplay, because people always underestimate sneaking.
No, I think, I agree with that, but I honestly think that the Tiger form is more like a cleanup crew.
I can see that.
Because when you're attacking someone that's already knocked out, so your claws go from blood stun to blood.
Yeah.
So I think he's more of like a cleanup crew. You can go gorilla form, monkey stomp something, switch to Tiger next turn.
Finish it.
So it's basically like your arrest cleanup crew.
Yeah, I guess. Does Titan have access to handcuffs or anything?
They do for 400 funding.
Yeah, that's
so
expensive.
it's very pricey for them.
Yeah, so
but
that's why I see it.
the only funding, I think there's only funding on Dove and maybe Starfire.
Yeah, that dagger cape costs a lot of money.
Yeah. So that's the one bat box. Do we want to talk about the equipment that comes in and the strategies and stuff like that, or?
Might as well, since we've already started.
Sounds good. So for the equipment, like I said, handcuffs for 400. We also have the Moment of Glory, which I think is the most interesting from that box. The Moment of Glory essentially gives a 1-turn Living Legend. Living Legend, as we know, is not a very frequently used rule, but it is very powerful. The fact that you can give it to someone, let them activate twice, and you can also cancel a trait that targets them that turn, which is something that a lot of people don't think about, is very strong. Especially when you can bring Donna Troy in Teen Titans, giving her that as a, I would say, must-take. if you bring in Troy, you have to give her Living Legend because why not?
If you have the funding for it, you might as well.
Which you usually do. The only thing that costs funding, I think, is Dove. I'm double checking now for that. It is.
Oh, Raven's in the box too.
Yeah. Raven's there, but she hasn't changed. She's the same Raven, so
which is still pretty good.
Oh, it's still
Raven's
great.
pretty wicked. So.
Yeah,
they dropped her in points, but you're still getting a magic user out of the box.
Did they drop her in points?
Yeah, I think she went from like 100 to like 90.
No, she's always been like 80.
Yeah, she was pretty cheap.
Raven.
That's one model that
No, she's still 80-100, so still cheap.
That's one model I never really looked at.
Oh, she's so good because she's got Dark Blast, so that's the 1 blood 2-shot throwing Terror 2 weapon. So spread the terror, and then she's also got Occultism for her spells. So she can really dish out the hurt in a turn, and also with the Painful Empathy, she can heal people, and she has regeneration because she's a demon. So there's a lot of interplay with the healing that you can do between her and Dove. So very interested to try these out. Probably gonna proxy them tonight and see what I can pull off, and yeah, it'll be interesting.
The next two releases that we can chat about are the Bronze Tiger.
Hell yeah.
And they reissued the Jared Leto crew from the Cosplay Crew.
Horrible idea.
As a Joker player, I'm surprised that you don't like it, especially with the buffs they gave him.
Well, I never used that iteration of Joker or his people in it to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
And, like...
A lot of people still play Panda Man.
Really they pick Panda Man over Rasta Clown?
The Red Dot... Was it Red Dot Silencer?
I think so, yeah. Red Dot Silencer, and yeah, it's pretty solid.
It messes up acrobats. And at one point, acrobat lists were really big.
The go-to.
Well, Rasta has accurate, right? So what's that? Like, is that -1 to your ping? I forget.
Yeah, I think it's it. If you're within a certain amount of...
So, like, I don't know. The value's not there for me. I have them from the old Suicide box.
Accurate is a -1 penalty to movement basic skill when using the dodged range attack rule.
Yeah, so just as good against acrobats. I guess not just as good.
Yeah, no.
Not just as good, but, like, it's still pretty devastating.
It's still a debuff.
Yeah.
But
and you're paying, like, a little over half the points for Rasta Clown than you do for Panda, who's, like, still 40 rep.
And plus they kept him down at defense 2.
Yeah, he's defense 2, and if he's knocked down, he has to spend an extra movement to get up. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, well, if you're fumbling in a giant panda costume, yeah, I totally understand that.
Well, fair enough, but it's just, like, there's better options now.
Yeah.
Even back in the day, it was like, why take Panda Clown over Sniggering? Sniggering was 36 rep. Like, it was just cheaper and more endurance.
I do like the change of adding Exhaustive Planner onto Leto, though. I think in the current climate of Jokers, they really needed to give him something that would make him stand out, especially based on his 120 rep cost, where the next closest is 105, and that's a big enough difference where it matters. That's a Hobo Clown. So.
Yeah, but with this Joker, too, you have to play him like an actual model.
Mm-hmm.
No Trickster on this guy. Although he still gives out the Chaos Agents, so everyone else gets Trickster, which is alright. I don't know, I'm not sold. I'd have to see him in action.
I do think it's worth trying him with the bikes and the Harley for that double follow me. I think that could be pretty interesting, just to throw them across the table turn 1, but...
It's possible.
And now, Benjamin Turner.
Good old Bronze Tiger, my boy.
So Bronze Tiger's sitting at 85 rep, willpower 7, strength 3 up, movement 3, attack and defense 5, which is huge. 3 special, 7 endurance, with close combat master, counterattack, martial artist, martial expert, offensive defense, reinforced gloves, takedown, and the professional.
So
takedown. Just takedown.
Yeah, takedown alone is worth a lot.
Offensive defense is super important, though, because it basically gives him like a mini Trickster, because you set him up with special movement defense. You can counterattack if someone attacks you. You can also whatever defense you don't spend, use as attacks as well, and still take down. So I think it gives you that flexibility of like you can keep him alive pretty much no matter what. And with Martial Expert critting on 4, 5, and 6, super nice.
That used to be only a Batman's thing. Plus, like, anytime you see a Defense 5 Martial Artist on the board, you're just sweating bullets fighting that already. Yeah, he's really good.
And Strength 3 up. That's he's a Batman for cheaper without the mobility, which
for the bad guys, which is I think kind of what they need,
especially for this point cost.
Yeah, they need more dudes like this. I think you'll see him in a lot of crews.
He's super well rounded.
He's super well rounded. Yeah, he's cheap, rep wise for what you get, and he's gonna get a lot of work done.
He's going in my Freeze crew for sure. Him and Freeze, I'm at 160. I've still got so much free funding and rep for that. Like,
yeah, I'll probably fit him into at least the organized crime, if not the Bane crew I'm working on as well. Have him and Bane rock together. And just having takedown on anything is super good, especially for non-Brave and the Bold crews, because it's really hard to, like, if you're a stun heavy crew, a lot of the bad guy ones don't have a lot of things that they can take that would be able to remove those things. So having this guy, like, he has to be the one to knock him out, so that is sort of, I guess, a setback. But it's better than nothing, because I think there's only one other person who has a rest. Killer Frost.
Slipknot.
Does Killer Frost have a rest? I didn't even realize that.
I'm pretty sure she does. I'll have to double check. Maybe I'm just talking out my ass.
I'll double check.
We know Slipknot does.
Yeah, but fuck Slipknot. No one's taking that guy.
I love Slipknot. You watch your tone.
Oh my god. They're coming out with a new album.
He does not have. Killer Frost does not have it. She has Runaway, so she resists the rest trade.
What am I thinking of then? She has Whistle? Or a version of it? She has Stop, right?
I think so.
That's maybe what I'm thinking of, which is amazing as well.
The Bronze Tiger's takedown and professional combo is very clutch. You make him hunt down henchmen. Because professional is this model scores 1 additional VP when removing from the game as a casualty an opponent leader's sidekick or free agents. So never mind. So
I was gonna say the
exact
so
opposite. He hunts down the big stuff. Never mind.
And like with offensive defense, you can put out 7 attacks, and your close combat master rerolling your hits 3 up, 2 stun per. So even if you put 6 out, keep 1 for a takedown.
I'd still be wary on what to take down though. If you're going against, you don't toss them at like defense 5 stuff.
No, because there's no pluses to hit, which is it's very flippy. But I could see myself sending him at like a 4, taking it down.
I wouldn't go higher than 4. Really.
Yeah. Well, there's no pluses, and that's the biggest thing. Like if you can pair him with someone who can distract, someone who can confuse, someone who could get in range with if they're not martial artist.
Because 4 is your 50-50 mark.
Yeah.
3's more solid, but.
I mean, you are throwing 5 attacks out these, so you might...
Or 6 or 7.
It depends on, like... it's also, like, it's very situational, of course. Like, dice will fail you. There's always, like, something that might go wrong. It's very give and take.
Yeah.
But that distract combo, that would be big.
That's why I'm excited to take him for... in my Freeze crew, just giving somebody stops.
He has close combat master, so he has rerolls to hit.
Yeah, it's just there's no plus. So if on a defense 5 model, you're.
I don't know. I think I'd rather rerolls than a plus.
I would like both, but that's because I'm greedy.
Not too many models get both.
Would you think a tiger would have claws though?
Typically, yes. They're doing the more classic.
He's a panther. Oh no, he's not.
Bronze tiger. Yeah.
I think that's the Marvel guy.
They're doing the classic Bronze Tiger where it's martial arts and not the more modern one where he's got the big metal claws on his hands.
But they did do something for the hobbyists out there. They did give them the head option.
Yeah, which is nice. I know people are weirded out by the giant tiger mask, but like, it's there in the comics.
Is it a mask or does he actually have a tiger head?
It's a mask that moves. So picture King from Tekken. It's kind of like that.
Oh Jesus! Okay.
Yeah. Where it looks and pretty much acts like a tiger head, but it's just a mask.
Alright, fair enough.
Slow clap.
He's got a good animatronics team.
So we're going to get to our Brother Eye segment. That's going to be something where we take a spotlight and we shine it on a model that we think is definitely undervalued, underplayed, and why we think so. So I'll lead it off. I'm going to be running Red Death in my next game for sure. I've been toying with him. I almost brought him into Adepticon, but the only thing that holds him back is bipolar. But when you're looking at every other aspect of his card, he's so solid. Movement 3, attack 5, defense 5, special 3, endurance 8, 7 willpower, 3 up strength. So with the speedster powers, you can do 10 attacks at strength 2 up, which is absolute bonkers. Sure, it's only one stun, but you're putting down most things with that. And the fact that he's a detective also really helps for eliminating those passes. And his unique power is something that I think people definitely undervalue. Being able to hit within 4 inches that enervating 2 effect on everybody until the end of the Raise the Plan phase. Like, that's...
Yeah, that's big for, especially, like, if you put that up against a bunch of henchmen,
yeah,
you can fuck a lot of people over.
I ran him once into a crowd of cops and popped that, and then moved 1, immediately went to Gordon, and then stripped Gordon of all his counters and knocked him out. Like, it's... They couldn't shoot back, they couldn't fight back much, like, it was brutal. He's so undervalued, and for 108, might as well.
Yeah, he's not too overpriced. I think what, I guess, holds him back from being used a lot is everyone buys that box for Merciless and sometimes Drowned, although not so much her, but Merciless is just so fucking good for what you get that Red Death seems overshadowed if you're making a choice, but he does have a lot of utility in the game.
Yeah. Like I said, my only problem is bipolar. I could be 8 counters one turn or 6 counters another turn, so it's...
Yeah.
That's kind of hard.
Even then, you can get a lot of work done with 6 counters.
Yeah, absolutely.
Alright, I'm going to sort of piggyback off that with another speedster. At least around here, I don't see him used a lot. Zach said he used them a few times, but I've never seen it, so fake news.
So you come to the store more, that's why.
Alright, yeah, it's true. I never go out. But I'm picking Reverse Flash, the TV show one. So he's the one that came out in that 3-pack with Damien Dark and Merlin.
Wizard.
Malcolm Merlin, yeah. So he's a speedster. He has a pretty solid stat line. So he's like Strength 4, Move 5, Attack 4, Defense 5, Special 3, Endurance 7. He has 110 reps, so kind of pricey, but he has all the
accoutrements.
Yeah, he has a lot of abilities that are pretty good. So he's a survivor. He has dodge fast because he's a speedster. Speedster 5, so like average-ish. Scientific, whatever. I know what I'm doing. Is that the one where he ignores his first paradox?
You can ignore a paradox. It doesn't have to be first. It's just you could choose to ignore a paradox once per game.
Yeah. Okay. And then the tachyon device, so he can steal leftover speedster.
If there's nothing in the pool, he can take 2 still.
Right, yeah. So he'll always have something. But the big thing I think he's good for is his Kinetic Tornado. So it costs 2, it does Paradox on a 6, so 1 in 6 chance of getting it off. But this one is place a spray template. Anything in contact with this is affected by push and has an auto hit of Strength 4+ and damage 2 stun. It can be dodged somehow. As if it were a range attack. So I think this is really cool because it has a lot of uses. I guess the obvious one is to rush up and push people off of objectives like last round. Oh, I guess you have to do this pre-game.
Yeah, what I ended up doing with it was I ran him up a building and then pushed Gordon and the sniper cop off a building with it. Yeah. And the other player was not pleased at all.
Well, I wouldn't be. That or just... Even like if someone's next to an obstacle, push them into it, you get a 3rd stun out of that. But yeah, I guess the biggest thing to do with it is to get people off of buildings.
Yeah.
And it's only cost 2, so you still do have like 3 other speed powers that you can do, like the run up a building or at least get them there. Other than that, he can also benefit from like just straight up meleeing. He doesn't have like reinforced glyphs, so that kind of sets him back. But Strength 4 is still like half decent. Against henchmen and stuff, he'll do alright.
Plus, you can drop him down to 3 with the Speed Force power, and then double his attacks with the other Speed Force power to give him 8 3-ups.
Yeah, so he does have utility, and 110 rep is kind of expensive, but this guy can get work done. You just have to, I guess, plan yourself out a little better. But he's not shit for sure. That's for sure.
Yeah. So that's our inaugural Brother Eye segment, and looking forward to for some more.
Yeah, I gotta do some research now. All right, so now we're gonna talk about some games we played. I guess future Pat Reps coming to the channel as well. Maybe I'll start. So last time we played, I was trying to figure out how to use organized crime. I took a ventriloquist list against you with a bunch of goons and Killer Croc. Didn't go so well for me. You kind of dismounted me pretty easily. I expected more from like my crew. I guess I'm used to running like Brave and the Bold, where everyone's like really has a lot of utility and they don't really worry about guns too much because most of the stuff has bulletproof vests.
Yeah.
At least if you're running like an Eternalist, like I think I usually do. So I had like the QRTs in there as well.
Yeah.
And I probably played a little stupidly with them, although I am impressed with like Ventriloquist's ability to give people with reinforced gloves like the +1 to hit and rerolls.
Yeah, the rerolls on them is so nice.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, and to be fair, like I was playing the Bane Bat Box, which is a very solid list for, I think, really good. They're a really good value and they're really strong. Plus with that Bat Box bonus and the removing effects from people within 8 of Bane.
That's huge.
Yeah.
So yeah, it didn't go too well. That was a list I kind of just like made on the fly right before we're starting the game. So I probably could have done like some research a little bit better. I expected more out of Killer Croc. He did take out the grenade launcher guy, but that was basically all he did. And then he just kind of got like mobbed down by everyone else.
Yeah, 2-turn knockdown kill. Like it was.
Yeah, he got wrecked pretty hard. So I'm thinking maybe with that list, maybe someone like Classic Deadshot.
Yeah, I can see
Give him some range power too, but I don't know. I gotta figure out organized crime because they are a different beast than cops, which I wasn't expecting. I was expecting more of like, oh, it's just the bad guy cops, whatever. I got this, and I did not.
They are a very different breed. It's very swarmy, but it's also not very survivable.
No, exactly. They go down quick.
Yeah. So a recent game that I played a Bane list that consisted of DKR Bane, Bird, the Dreadnought Op, Stealth Op, Sharpshooter, Barsod, and the Pistol Mercenary from the DKR box, up against the League of Assassins Bat box. So with that list, unfortunately, I'm not at 350. I'm 14 points down. However, giving Dreadnought Handcuffs and Stealth Op Titan, the game went very, very well for me. I was playing up against that League box. You're always a little bit worried that they're going to spike and they're going to start tearing things apart, but with Barsod, just with that precise aim, is absolutely brutal. I took down Cheshire one turn. I took down... what else did I take down? I took down one of the assassins in 1 round of shooting. I took down Heretic in 2 rounds with Bane and then arrested him. By the end, I think we got to turn 5 and I had taken out the entire list. And I had lost... I don't think I lost anyone. I think I got a knockdown. I think I got knocked out with Dreadnought, but he got back up because 7 endurance is tremendous for him.
It sounds like though you had like the perfect list to dismantle that because like
Very much so.
You had a lot of range power that got work done, and you really don't want that League box getting in close combat because they just have so much poison, and you can buy an extra one too, right?
You can give Poison Master, and the assassin has the poison on number 1.
Yeah.
So giving him Poison Master with Cheshire, it's...
Yeah, it gets pretty gross.
Yeah.
And I guess there's other ways you can cheese that out too if they chose to take like Ratcatcher or something, but...
Even then with Bane, I activated the model with an 8.
That's true.
Effect is gone, so it's...
One effect or all effects?
It is 1 effect, so I can get rid of the poison.
What if you have multiple poisons?
They would stay, but
okay,
it's...
Yeah, fair enough. So yeah, sounds like... I don't know. You had the perfect way to take them down because you don't want them in close combat with you.
Yeah, I've had really good results with the Bat Box myself. The League of Assassins Bat Box, I went up against a Sirens list, and I think within 3 turns I had killed everything on the opponent's side.
Oh Jesus!
Which, I mean, with defense 5 models for most of the Sirens was pretty. It was outnumbering them. Like
yeah, just swarm them down.
Yeah, pin them down and yeah, they're gone. But no, I really like that Bane list. I'm slowly starting to tilt more towards Bane and away from Joker, just because of that DKR box really gave me the versatility to do what I want with Bane instead of just having to play the Bat box. So,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, that's a big buff for Bane, is that DKR box.
And I got to play Bird for the first time ever because I bought him and then never used him because I couldn't
Bird
fit
is
it.
amazing.
Bird's great, but when you're at 160 with Bane,
Yeah.
I don't want to pay another 60 for Bane
Yeah,
for
no,
Bird.
for sure.
Yeah.
You really can't make a good list with Bird and the big Bane,
Yeah.
but DKR Bane, he's perfect with them.
Yeah, especially because he has the elite boss, so I can bring the other
Yeah.
Rebirth Bane stuff. So
Yeah. All right. Well, I guess we'll talk to you in the next segment.
So, with that covered, we're going to wrap up with one model that we would like to see that has not been issued by Night Models already. Who wants to go first?
I want to see a Joker henchman. That's eternal, and he has a chainsaw.
is it Punker? Are you thinking of Punker?
No, because Punker's already been released. I need a new chainsaw
okay.
guy now. Now that Punker's not in standard.
They'll remake him and just call him Rocker instead.
I hope they do that. I so hope they re-release that Harley Quinn Arkham Knight box.
Yeah.
And I think she's late enough in first edition release that they could probably convert her over pretty easy because I've done older shit than her re-released. So
Yeah. For me, it has to be Terry McGinnis. I want my Batman Beyond so badly it hurts. Please, Night Models. I don't care if he's a special edition Black Friday sale or if he's gonna drop. If you drop him, I will buy 3 of him. Please.
you'd buy 3 Terry McGinnises?
I'd paint one. I'd get a pro painter to paint one, and I'd get Jason to paint one. I get 3 different ones painted.
That's harsh. Jason's a pro painter.
He's a pro painter, but someone else. I want 3 different ones because I want my version. I want Jason to paint a really nice one, and then I want one to paint the one from Rebirth, where he's got like the big red eyes. So,
For me, for anybody that knows me, they've been done into comics, they've been done into video games, they've been done into a movie that's coming out in like 2 weeks. The Turtles. They have to come out. They are super characterful, all individuals. They would make a great addition to any Brave and the Bold crew. The Ninja Turtles would be my one go-to crew every single game if they would come out.
can I also add Hellboy then? If you're gonna add in Turtles, because I want Hellboy.
Was he ever in Batman?
He's probably crossed over. It's comics. Been out for decades.
No, the Turtles for sure.
Who
Yeah, for
owns
sure.
Hellboy? Image?
Dark Horse.
That might happen. They're desperate.
Yeah. Plus, Hellboy's slowly kind of fading out. New movie came out, but there's BRPD comics. The actual Hellboy stuff is done. He's currently in that run of BRPD, but
Well,
we'll
they
see.
also... Didn't they just come out with a Hellboy miniature game?
Yeah, they came out with a Hellboy board game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
With miniatures.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty much.
Because did they have an Adepticon?
They did, yes.
Didn't you run the demo of it?
I did, and it looked pretty fun, but I want, like, the 3D nature of that with Hellboy, because
Fair enough.
I want to be able to punch someone across a board. I want him to have something like Super Push, where he uses the right-handed Doom and he just pushes you, like, double the Collat dice. I think that'd be real fun.
Alright, I guess so.
So thank you all for listening our first Bat Rep. If you have any comments, concerns, or if you want to hear anything in specific, do drop us comments on the description below.
Yeah, we'll be doing it. So this is Can't Hammer production, so we will be... I mean, I assume you'll be watching it or listening to it off of one of our... either our podcast feed or on YouTube. So if you're on YouTube, comments are in the description below, but we do have Patreon, Twitter, and Instagram is the other big one people use. We're always posting shit up there, mostly 40K stuff, because that's what the other guys on the channel do, but we will be focusing at least with us three, more on Batman content. So hope to see more of that on the channel as well. With that, I guess that wraps up our inaugural
Pilot.
our pilot episode of the podcast. And Zach, do you have anything else you want to add?
Not for now, no.
All right, so thanks for listening, and we'll talk to you in the next one.